There is a dark and disturbing issue online growing really fast, particularly on streaming platforms and YouTube, that just keeps getting worse. And this is the issue of predators. Hey, my name is Mighty Elroy, and I make weekly videos on topics I'm interested in. And today, we're going to be talking about some of the most shocking predatory cases involving streamers and YouTubers, starting with Zurka. John Zurka began his online streaming career in mid-2010s, quickly rising to fame on platforms like Twitch and YouTube. He became known for his high-energy gameplay and candid discussions, and often inflammatory commentary which audiences seem to love, leading to a substantial following. By 2018, he had reached a crazy milestone of 100,000 followers on Twitch, and by then, there was no question about his status as a major player in the streaming community. He was not afraid to push the boundaries, often making headlines for his daring stunts and outspoken views. However, it would be the same tendency to push the boundaries of acceptable behavior that frequently put him at the odds with platform guidelines, community standards, and would even land him in hot water. Rumors about Zurka's inappropriate behavior began to circulate in early 2020. At first, they were just whispers of a sus interaction with fans, but things started to get more disgusting when it started including minors. While these rumors were initially unconfirmed, they planted seeds of doubt within the community, especially as more evidence started to surface. But Zurka couldn't be bothered and continued to stream and grow his audience, seemingly unaffected by the looming controversy.
What's your age?
I'm 18.
Oh, now we're talking.
Wait, how old are you?
I just turned 29, but I love teenagers.
It wasn't until 2023 that these concerns started to gain more attention. Around mid-2023, a video surfaced that brought Zurka's behavior into sharper focus. During a live stream on the platform Kick, Zurka was seen engaging in flirtatious conversation with a girl on Amigo, a video chat service. The girl revealed that she was only 16 years old, yet Zurka continued to make inappropriate comments. His response to her age was a dismissive, "I don't give a," which was captured on video and quickly went viral.
I'm also 16.
I don't give a.
This incident marked the beginning of the end for him, as more people came forward with their experiences. A pattern of inappropriate interactions with minors began to emerge. Zurka's streams, which often included suggestive and explicit comments directed at younger viewers, which were initially dismissive as edgy humor, took on a more inappropriate tone as the evidence mounted. In a more recent incident, Zurka and his buddy Hill Mike were caught soliciting a minor on stream. This comes after multiple chats telling them that the girl faked her ID and was actually born in 2007. The public reaction was swift and very severe. Platforms that had previously supported him took immediate action. Kick, where the initial incident had taken place, banned them permanently. Other platforms followed, effectively erasing his online presence and cutting off his primary means of communication with his audience. In response to this, Zurka issued several statements attempting to defend himself, claiming that the interactions were taken out of context and that he had been set up by individuals seeking to damage his reputation. However, the overwhelming evidence and the explicit nature of his messages made it difficult for him to garner any sympathy from anybody. The fallout from the scandal was extensive. Zurka faced not only the loss of his streaming career, but also significantly social and legal issues, and his reputation was irreparably damaged, and he became an outcast within the online community, much like EDP 445. You see, the story of Brian Moreland, which you may know as EDP 445, is a perfect example of how fame and power could be misused today. EDP began his YouTube journey in 2010, quickly gaining popularity for his unfiltered comedic rants about the Philadelphia Eagles. His raw and relatable style struck a chord with many, drawing in a large and loyal fan base. Yet, this fame and influence eventually set the stage for a shocking downfall when his predatory behavior came to light. Even before the scandal became a thing, rumors were circulating among fans about EDP's inappropriate messaging habits. These stories often involve graphic content and suggestive language, with many being minors. Despite the severity of these claims, they remain largely rumors and failed to attract significant attention at the time. Fast forward a few years, and EDP proved that the smoke certainly wasn't without fire. As his fame grew, so did the number of troubling interactions he was having. These conversations often began innocently, but quickly changed to explicit and inappropriate exchanges. His behavior included sending sexual messages and exploiting the power dynamic between a popular YouTuber and his young fans. Despite addressing these accusations and proclaiming his innocence, the rumors persisted, with one YouTuber, Cold Raven, taking it upon himself to investigate further. He uploaded a series of videos attempting to expose EDP, presenting evidence such as screenshots of explicit conversations. Initially, many viewers dismissed Cold Raven's claims, believing he was merely seeking attention, but the more he revealed, the more convincing he became. By the end of 2020, EDP had been caught multiple times trying to meet up with underage individuals. To build a proper case against them, in early 2021, a group known as Predator Poachers took action against EDP. This group, dedicated to exposing online predators, created a decoy account posing as a 13-year-old girl. Over the course of several weeks, EDP engaged in explicit conversations with the decoy, believing he was communicating with an underage girl. These conversations, just like Zurka, included graphic sexual content, explicit photographs, and discussions about meeting in person. On April 18, 2021, the Predator Poachers arranged a meeting between EDP-445 and the decoy. When EDP arrived at the agreed location, expecting to meet the young girl, he was instead confronted by members of the group, who recorded the entire encounter. EDP's excuse for being there was, "I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake and then go back home."
I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake and then go back home.
But the situation was far from funny. The video captured his shock and discomfort as he realized he had been caught, and the explicit messages and photographs he had sent were presented as undeniable evidence of his intentions. The confrontation video went viral, becoming one of the most talked about topics on the internet. EDP-445's YouTube account was deleted, effectively ending his online career. He was fired from his job and still struggles to find new ways to make a living. The impact of the scandal extended beyond the loss of his online platforms. While the sting operation itself was conducted by a group, the overwhelming evidence they provided was undeniable, and sadly for EDP, it didn't end there. Jadion and Skeeter Jean, making another attempt to catch EDP, believing he hadn't learned his lesson, conducted a well-documented operation to confront and expose him further for his predatory behavior. The operation involved Jadion and Skeeter Jean setting up a decoy account, again, to interact with EDP online. EDP, foolishly believing he was conversating with a young girl, engaged in explicit conversations that mirrored his previous troubling interactions. These conversations included inappropriate messages that ended in discussion about meeting in person. On September 3rd, 2023, Jadion posted a 12-minute video showing him and Skeeter confronting EDP at the meeting point, which was a clinic where EDP was receiving treatment. Jadion, who was dressed as a cupcake as a way to mock him, approached him with Skeeter and began questioning him about his interactions with the decoy account.
I'm just seldom at a loss for words. 2 years ago you were caught
Kiss my
in 4K trying to meet a 13-year-old and
the situation quickly escalated, with EDP-445 initially denying the allegations, but eventually becoming visibly uncomfortable as the evidence was presented. EDP-445 would then go on to threaten Jadion and Skeeter Jean, attempting to intimidate them and deflect from his actions. He would also double down with threats later in a video.
I have my CCW. I carry a 1911 chambered in .45 ACP. I like to respect the law. I try to respect the law. And so I kept my gun in the car. Do you understand that I could have easily put 5 hollow points in your chest?
While EDP's case is truly puzzling, it wasn't the most shocking to come out on YouTube. DrDisrespect is another creator who was called out for being a predator. For those who don't know, DrDisrespect is very popular in the streaming world, known for his iconic mustache and sunglasses and streams that combine gaming with an elaborate persona. His fame was built on his charisma and often controversial personality, along with his skilled gameplay and engaging content. Because of all of this, in March 2020, DrDisrespect signed an exclusive streaming deal with Twitch, solidifying his status as one of the platform's top creators. However, just a few months later, on June 26, 2020, the community was stunned when DrDisrespect was permanently banned from Twitch.
One of the biggest streamers in the world, DrDisrespect, was suddenly permanently banned from Twitch with no explanation from Twitch as to the cause. It's been a massive mystery.
The news was sudden and shocking, leaving fans and fellow streamers alike in a state of confusion.
I don't know any more than you, and I'm just waiting for a statement from someone.
Twitch provided no explanation for the ban, and DrDisrespect himself claimed to be in the dark about the reasons behind it. For months, the reasons behind his ban remained a subject of speculation and rumor, with everyone creating their own theories on why this could have happened. DrDisrespect, who maintained his unawareness to the reasons for this ban, transitioned to streaming on YouTube, maintaining his fan despite the controversy. This continued until June 2021, when DrDisrespect finally revealed that he had learned the reason for his ban and was pursuing legal action against Twitch. He stated that the damages to his career were significant and warrant a lawsuit.
Do you know the reason? Yeah, I do know the reason why now. I've known for months now. There's a reason why we're suing the out of them. Okay? The amount of damages and you just don't. No.
Though he did not disclose specific details about the cause, the real bombshell dropped in June 2023 when Cody Connor, a former Twitch employee, said in a tweet that DrDisrespect was banned for sexting a minor using Twitch's Whisper DM feature. According to Connor, these interactions dated back to 2017 and involved explicit messages with a person he believed to be underage. Connor's tweet also suggested that DrDisrespect had plans to meet this individual at a TwitchCon event. His revelation added a new dimension to the issue, suggesting that the ban was related to serious allegations of inappropriate conduct. DrDisrespect immediately denied things, but as things unfolded, the bad situation turned worse. With multiple news outlets publishing stories through unnamed sources supporting Connor's claims, these reports painted a troubling picture, suggesting that the messages were explicit and that he had intentions of actually meeting the minor. As the story gained traction, DrDisrespect's game studio, Midnight Society, decided to part ways with him, citing the allegations as the reason. This decision was a devastating blow, as it indicated a loss of professional support. DrDisrespect's interactions with minors allegedly involved a mix of casual and explicit conversations. While Disrespect initially framed these interactions as casual and mutual, the nature of the conversation suggested otherwise. The explicit messages and the intent to meet the person pointed to a pattern of predatory behavior that could not be easily dismissed. He addressed the allegations in public statement, admitting that the messages were indeed exchanged with a minor in 2017. However, he insisted that the conversations were casual and mutual, sometimes veering into inappropriate territory, but never crossing into illegal activity. He emphasized that no pictures were shared, no crimes were committed, and that he never met the individual in person, and he had no plans to. He also mentioned that the case with Twitch was resolved through his settlement and no criminal charges were brought against him. He expressed regret for engaging in such conversations and acknowledged his moral failure as an adult, a husband, and a father. Despite his attempts to downplay the severity of the interactions, the damage was done. DrDisrespect's carefully crafted image was irreparably tarnished. His acknowledgement of inappropriate conversations with a minor confirmed the worst fears of his critics and disappointed many of his fans. The fallout extended beyond the loss of his streaming career. It affected his business ventures and personal relationships as well. Two of his friends, Tim the Tatman and Nick Merckx, responded to the news with videos ending their friendship.
That he was messaging a minor and it would sometimes lead to teeter on inappropriate. If he knew that was a minor and those were the messages being sent, I cannot support that.
He basically confirms that, he was texting an underage girl. There's no excuse for something like that. I can't support it. I can't defend it.
In the wake of these revelations, DrDisrespect's presence on major platforms has been severely limited. While he has expressed a desire to return to create content, the path forward remains uncertain, marred by the shadow of his past actions.